Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm really happy you're here today.
Me too. I was actually thinking about today's topic all morning. I woke up and I was just thinking about it.
Really? You were thinking about love in the morning?
I mean, kind of. I was thinking about the question, is love a choice or is it just like something that happens to you, like a chemical reaction in your brain?
That is such a big question, and I think a lot of people have very different answers.
Yes, some people say, oh, love is magical. It just happens. You meet someone and boom, you fall in love.
And other people say, no, love is something you decide. You choose to love someone every day.
Both of those sound right to me. That's my problem.
I know, that's what makes this topic so interesting, because I don't think there's one simple answer.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What even is love? How do we define it?
That's a great place to start. So, love is a feeling, right? But it's also more than a feeling, it's a connection between two people.
Right, like you feel close to someone, you care about them, you want to be near them.
Yes, and love can be many things: love for a partner, love for your family, love for a friend.
Today, we're mostly talking about romantic love, right? Like the love between two people in a relationship.
Yes, mostly, but some of what we say will also be true for other kinds of love too.
Okay, so let's talk about the chemistry side first, because I find that really interesting. Like, what actually happens in your body when you fall in love?
Oh, this is so fascinating. So, scientists have studied this a lot, and when you fall in love, your brain releases certain chemicals.
Chemicals, like inside your body?
Yes, exactly. Your brain makes these chemicals and they go through your body and they make you feel certain things.
Okay, so what are these chemicals? Can you explain them simply?
Sure. So, one of the most famous ones is called dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that makes you feel happy and excited.
Oh, so when you see someone you like, you feel happy because of dopamine.
Exactly. Dopamine is like your brain's reward system. When something feels good, your brain releases dopamine. And being near someone you love feels very, very good.
That makes so much sense. Like when I see my best friend after a long time, I feel this kind of rush of happiness. Is that dopamine?
Yes, that's probably dopamine. It's not just for romantic love. It happens with friendships too, and food and music. Lots of things.
Wow, okay, so what other chemicals are there?
Another big one is called serotonin. Serotonin helps you feel calm and content, like everything is okay in the world.
Okay, so dopamine is excitement and serotonin is calm.
Yes, that's a good way to think about it. And there's also something called oxytocin. This one is really special.
Oxytocin, I've heard of that. Isn't it called the love hormone?
Yes, exactly. Oxytocin is sometimes called the love hormone or the cuddle hormone. It's released when you hug someone, when you hold hands, when you feel close to someone.
The cuddle hormone, I love that name.
It's a great name, and oxytocin is really important for bonding, like it helps you feel connected to another person.
So when you hug your mom or your partner or a good friend, your body releases oxytocin and you feel that warmth and safety.
Exactly. That feeling of warmth and safety, that's oxytocin working.
Okay, so if all of this is happening in our bodies, in our brains automatically, then love is just a chemical reaction, right? We don't really choose it, it just happens.
That's the argument, yes. And it's a very strong argument because we don't really decide to release these chemicals, they just happen.
Like you can't tell your brain, okay, brain, today I will fall in love with this person, release dopamine now.
You're right. It doesn't really work that way. You can't control it consciously. You just meet someone and you feel something, and that feeling is chemicals.
So in that case, love is not a choice, love just happens to you.
If we believe the chemistry argument, yes, love is something your body does, not something your mind decides.
But wait, I have a question. If love is just chemicals, then why do some people fall in love with certain types of people and not others? Like, why do I not fall in love with everyone I meet?
Oh, that's such a smart question. And that's where it gets really interesting.
because the chemicals are the same for everyone, right? We all have dopamine and oxytocin.
Right. But what triggers those chemicals is different for every person. What makes your brain release dopamine is not the same as what makes my brain release dopamine.
So it's like our brains have different preferences built in?
Yes, scientists think that some of our attraction to people is based on things we're not even aware of, like smell, for example.
Smell? Really?
Yes, there are studies that show people are attracted to the natural scent of certain people, not perfume, but the actual body scent of a person.
That's wild. So I might be attracted to someone's smell and I don't even know it.
Exactly. And it might actually have something to do with biology. Your body might be naturally attracted to someone whose biology is different from yours, because that might make healthier children.
Oh, wow. So even attraction has a biological reason behind it?
That's what some scientists believe, yes. Our bodies are kind of trying to help us survive and reproduce, even when we don't know it.
So love is even more chemical than I thought. It's not just feelings, it's biology, it's survival instinct.
Right. There's a lot happening underneath the surface that we're not aware of.
That's kind of scary, actually. Like, am I ever really in control?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? And this is where the other side of the argument comes in.
The choice side.
Yes, because even if the beginning of love, that initial attraction, that spark, even if that is chemistry and biology, what about everything that comes after?
Oh, right. Like, falling in love is one thing, but staying in love is something else.
Exactly. Falling in love might be automatic, but staying in love, that takes work. That takes decisions. That takes choice.
Okay, yes, I think I understand what you mean. Like, my uncle and aunt have been married for 35 years, and I don't think they feel that same crazy, exciting feeling they felt when they first met.
Right. That early stage of love, when everything is exciting and you think about the person all the time, that doesn't last forever.
So, what happens? Does the love go away?
Not necessarily, but it changes. Scientists actually say that the early stage of romantic love, the really intense, exciting stage, usually lasts between 1 and 3 years.
Only 1 to 3 years? That's not very long.
No, it's not. After that, the brain stops releasing as much dopamine, the excitement calms down, and then you have a choice.
A choice about what?
Whether to keep loving that person, whether to build something real with them, whether to commit to them even when the excitement is gone.
Oh, so that's where choice comes in.
Yes, because at that point, you're not being driven by chemistry anymore. You're making a conscious decision. I choose to be with this person. I choose to love them.
Hmm. That's beautiful in a way, but also kind of hard. Because what if the feeling goes away and you try to choose to love someone, but you just don't feel it anymore?
That happens too. And that's one of the hard realities of relationships. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes people change. And sometimes you try to choose to love someone, but the connection is just gone.
Right, so you can't force love either.
No, you can't force it. But you can choose to nurture it, to take care of it like a plant.
Oh, I love that. Love is like a plant.
Think about it. You can't make a plant grow by just wanting it to grow, but you can water it, give it sunlight, take care of it, and then it grows.
So love grows from you take care of it, when you pay attention to it.
Exactly. You choose to spend time with the person, you choose to listen to them, you choose to show up for them even when you're tired. Those are choices, and those choices create and maintain love.
Okay, I'm starting to see both sides now. The beginning of love is chemistry, but the long term of love is choice.
That's a really good way to put it. And most relationship experts actually agree with something like that.
So it's not either or, it's both.
Yes, it's both. Chemistry starts the fire, but choice keeps it burning.
I really like that. Chemistry starts the fire, choice keeps it burning.
It sounds like something from a song.
It does. Okay, but I want to talk about something because I think some people listening might be thinking, well, what about love at first sight? Is that a real thing?
Oh, love at first sight. Such a classic question.
Because in movies and books, you always see this. Two people look at each other and instantly fall in love. But is that real?
Well, there is science behind this too. When you see someone for the first time, your brain actually makes a lot of judgments very quickly, like within seconds.
Seconds? That fast?
Yes, your brain is processing a lot of information instantly. The way someone looks, the way they move, their facial expressions. And in those first seconds, your brain decides if you're attracted to this person or not.
Wow, so we decide if we're attracted to someone in seconds?
Not consciously. Your brain decides, and then you feel that attraction. You didn't choose it, it just happened.
Okay, so love at first sight might actually be attraction at first sight.
That's what many experts say, yes. True love, deep love, takes time. You need to know someone to really love them. But that initial spark, that strong attraction, that can happen very fast.
Right, because you can't love someone you don't know.
Exactly. You can be fascinated by someone, you can be very attracted to someone, but love is built on knowing a person, their personality, their habits, their values.
Their annoying habits.
Yes, including the annoying ones, and choosing to love them anyway.
Right. My partner has this habit of leaving cups everywhere around the apartment, like everywhere, on the table, on the floor, on the windowsill.
Oh no.
But I love them anyway, and sometimes I even find it kind of funny, like I know this is just who they are.
And that's love. Knowing someone's imperfections and choosing to stay.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about something else, because I was reading about this. There's a philosopher, actually many philosophers, who say that love is not a feeling, love is an action.
Oh, yes. This is a very old idea and a very interesting one.
So, can you explain it? What does it mean that love is an action?
So, the idea is that love is not something you feel, love is something you do. It's all the small actions you take every day to show another person that you care.
Like, what kinds of actions?
Like listening when they talk, making them a cup of tea when they're tired, remembering the small things that matter to them, saying sorry when you make a mistake.
Oh, so love is in the little things.
Yes. And there's a very famous writer named Gary Chapman who wrote a book called The Five Love Languages. Have you heard of this?
I've heard the name, but I don't know the details.
So, Gary Chapman says that people give and receive love in different ways, and he calls these ways love languages.
Okay, love languages. That sounds interesting.
So, the five love languages are first, words of affirmation. This is when you tell someone you love them. You say nice things, you compliment them, you encourage them.
Like saying, I really appreciate you, or you did a great job today.
Exactly. Second is acts of service. This is when you do things for someone to show you love them, like cooking for them, helping them with a task, taking care of something they need.
So, actions, like actually doing things, not just saying things.
Yes. Third is receiving gifts. This is when you feel loved when someone gives you something. Not expensive things necessarily, but thoughtful gifts, like picking up your favorite snack from the store.
Oh, I have a friend like this. If I bring her a small gift, even something tiny, she's so happy. She feels very loved.
Yes, that's her love language. And the fourth one is quality time. This is when you feel loved when someone spends time with you, real time, focused time, not just sitting in the same room on your phones.
Right, like actually being present with someone.
Exactly. And the fifth love language is physical touch, holding hands, hugging, just being physically close to someone.
So, everyone has a different love language?
Most people have one or two that feel most important to them. And the idea is that sometimes people in a relationship have different love languages, and that can cause problems.
Oh, how?
Okay, so imagine this. A man's love language is acts of service. So he shows love by cooking for his partner, fixing things around the house, doing errands for her. He's doing all these things. He thinks, I'm showing her so much love.
But his partner's love language is something different.
Yes. Let's say her love language is words of affirmation. She wants to hear, I love you. She wants compliments and kind words. But he never says these things. He just does things.
So he's showing love in his way, but she's not receiving it because she doesn't feel it.
Exactly. She might feel unloved, even though he's working so hard to take care of her.
Oh, that's so sad. And I bet that happens a lot in real relationships.
It does, and often both people are confused. He thinks, why is she unhappy? I'm doing so much for her. And she thinks, why doesn't he ever say he loves me?
So they're both speaking different languages, like actually different languages. They can't understand each other.
Yes, it's like that. And the solution is to learn your partner's love language, to understand what makes them feel loved, and then do that, even if it's not natural for you.
And that is a choice.
Yes, that is a very clear choice. Choosing to speak someone else's language, to put in that effort, that's love as an action, love as a decision.
Okay, so this makes me think about something. Because you said that the early stage of love is chemistry, but what if someone is really bad for you? Like, what if the chemistry is strong, but the person is not good for you?
Oh, this is such an important thing to talk about because, yes, chemistry can be misleading.
Right. Like, have you ever met someone and felt very strongly attracted to them, but something inside you is also like, this might not be a good idea?
Yes, absolutely. And that's because attraction and love are not the same thing. You can be very attracted to someone who is wrong for you.
So the chemistry doesn't always know best.
No, in fact, sometimes the strongest chemical attractions are to people who are not healthy for us. And scientists have some theories about why.
Really? Why would we be attracted to someone who's bad for us?
Well, one theory is that we're sometimes attracted to people who feel familiar. Not in the sense that we've met them before, but in the sense that something about them feels like something from our childhood or past.
Oh, that's deep.
For example, if someone grew up with a parent who was very critical and hard to please, they might be attracted to partners who are also critical and hard to please because that pattern feels normal to them, familiar.
Even though it's not healthy.
Even though it's not healthy, the brain recognizes the familiar pattern and feels a kind of comfort in it, even if it causes pain.
Wow, so our history affects who we fall in love with.
Very much so. Our early experiences shape what feels like love to us, even when that love is actually not love at all. It might be anxiety or excitement or fear.
That's a bit scary to think about.
It is, but knowing this can be really helpful because once you understand your patterns, you can make better choices.
So this is another place where choice comes in. You might be attracted to someone, but you can choose to step back and think, is this person actually good for me?
Exactly. Attraction is chemistry. Evaluation is a choice. You can feel attracted to someone and still choose not to pursue that attraction.
So you're not powerless over your feelings. You have some say in what you do with them.
Yes, feelings come. You can't always control that. But what you do with those feelings, how you respond, that's where your choice comes in.
Okay, I want to take a little break from the science side and talk about something more personal. Have you ever been in love?
Huh. Okay, yes, I have been in love.
Tell me about it. Like, what did it feel like the first time?
The first time. Okay, so I was in university and there was someone in my class, and I remember the first time I really noticed them. Not just saw them, but noticed them.
What happened?
They said something funny in class, like they made a joke and everyone laughed, but I laughed in a way that felt different. And I looked at them and something just clicked.
That sounds like chemistry.
It was definitely chemistry. My heart was beating fast. I was nervous around them. I thought about them a lot.
Classic dopamine.
Yes, classic dopamine. But then over time, something deeper happened. I started to really know them as a person. And the more I knew them, the more I cared about them, not just because they were attractive, but because of who they were.
So the chemistry brought you in, but then something else kept you there.
Yes, something more conscious, more deliberate. I chose to spend time with them. I chose to be honest with them. I chose to let them in. Those were choices.
That's really lovely. Okay, now me. So I was in a relationship once where the chemistry was just insane, like very strong.
Oh,
And for a while, it was amazing. Everything felt so exciting. Every time I saw this person, I felt this rush, like butterflies, but stronger.
and?
And it did not last because after the chemistry calms down, we had nothing. Like we didn't have similar values, we didn't have good communication, we didn't actually understand each other.
The chemistry was the whole relationship.
Exactly. And when the chemistry faded, there was nothing underneath it, and we went our separate ways.
So that was a lesson about the difference between chemistry and real love.
A very clear lesson. And it made me think about love differently after that. Like, I started to think about what I actually value in a partner, not just who I feel that instant spark with.
So you made more conscious choices in love after that experience.
Yes, I thought more carefully. I wasn't just following the feeling blindly.
And I think that's wisdom. That's something that comes with experience.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about long-term love then, because that's something I find really inspiring. People who have been together for 40, 50 years. How do they do it?
That is such a beautiful thing to think about. And researchers have actually studied couples who've been together for a very long time, decades.
And what did they find?
So, first, they found that these couples have a deep friendship, like they genuinely like each other as people, not just love each other romantically.
Right, like they enjoy each other's company. They're good friends as well as partners.
Exactly. And there's a researcher named John Gottman who has studied couples for many years. He can actually predict with a very high accuracy whether a couple will stay together or not
Really? How?
by watching how they interact. And one of the biggest things he found is something he calls the four horsemen. These are four behaviors that destroy relationships.
What are they?
The first is criticism, not just complaining about something specific, but attacking the person's character. Like not saying, I'm upset that you forgot to do the dishes, but saying, you're so lazy and you never care about anything.
Oh, there's a big difference there.
Huge difference. The second is defensiveness. This is when someone can't accept any responsibility. When someone criticizes you and instead of listening, you immediately defend yourself and blame them.
Like saying, well, that's because you always do this or that.
Yes. The third is contempt, and Gottman says this is the most dangerous one. Contempt is when you treat your partner with disrespect, like you look down on them, you roll your eyes, you mock them, you make them feel small.
That sounds really harmful.
It is. And the fourth is stonewalling. This is when someone just shuts down. They stop communicating, they go silent, they close off completely.
Like building a wall between you and the other person.
Exactly. And when couples do these things regularly, the relationship breaks down. But couples who avoid these things and instead show kindness, respect, and understanding, they tend to stay together.
So again, choices. Choosing how to communicate, choosing how to treat each other.
Yes, choosing every day not to be contemptuous, choosing to listen, choosing to stay open even when it's hard.
That takes a lot of effort.
It does, but love that lasts is built on that effort.
Okay, I want to ask you something because I think some people, especially younger people, have this idea that real love should just be easy. Like if you have to work at it, maybe you're with the wrong person.
Oh, yes, I've heard that idea, and I think it's a bit of a myth, actually.
What do you mean?
I mean, yes, in the beginning, love can feel very easy because the chemicals are doing the work. Everything is exciting and you feel very motivated to be good to this person.
You're on your best behavior.
Exactly. But that's not sustainable forever. Real love, lasting love, does require work. It requires communication, compromise, patience, forgiveness.
Compromise. That's a big one.
Very big. because two people are always going to be different. They have different needs, different ways of seeing things, different habits. And making a relationship work means finding the middle ground, choosing the relationship over your own stubbornness sometimes.
Right. Like, there are moments in any relationship where you can choose to be right or you can choose to be kind.
Oh, that's a great way to say it. Yes. Do you want to win the argument or do you want a good relationship? Because sometimes you can't have both.
And choosing the relationship is a choice to love.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's switch it up a little because I want to talk about something that I think is interesting. What about people who say they don't believe in love? Like, some people say love is just an illusion.
Oh, the cynics.
Yes, what do you think about that?
Well, I understand where that idea comes from. If love is just chemicals in the brain, then in a way, it's not real. It's just a biological process.
Like your brain is tricking you into feeling something.
Right. And there are philosophers and scientists who have made that argument. They say, look, love is just your genes trying to help you reproduce. It's an evolutionary trick.
That's a pretty cold way to look at it.
It is, but here's the thing. Even if love is chemical, it's still real. The feeling is real. The connection is real. The experience is real.
Right. I mean, pain is also just chemicals in your body. Does that make pain less real?
Exactly. Happiness is chemicals too. Music makes you feel something because of chemistry in your brain. Does that make music meaningless?
No, it's still beautiful.
So, saying love is just chemistry doesn't make it less meaningful. It just means we understand more about how it works.
I like that. Understanding how something works doesn't make it less magical.
Exactly. Actually, I think knowing more about love makes it even more interesting. Like this beautiful experience that people have had throughout all of human history, and it's written into our biology, into our brains. That's actually amazing when you think about it.
Yes, it's like love is part of what makes us human.
It is. And across all cultures, all languages, all time periods, people have loved. People have written poems and songs and stories about love for thousands of years.
Because it's such a universal experience.
Yes, it doesn't matter where you're from or what language you speak. Love is something almost everyone can understand.
That's actually really comforting. Okay, so let's get back to the main question. After everything we've talked about, is love a choice or a chemical reaction?
What do you think? You first.
Okay, I think it's both. And I think the proportion changes over time. Like at the beginning, it's mostly chemistry, the attraction, the excitement, the falling. That part you don't really choose. It happens.
I agree with that.
But then over time, the chemistry fades a little, or at least it changes. And that's when choice becomes more important. Whether you stay, whether you invest, whether you do the work. That's all choice.
I think that's exactly right. And I would add that even within the early stage, there are already small choices. You choose whether to pursue the attraction. You choose to spend time with someone. You choose to be vulnerable with them.
Right. The chemistry might tell you, I like this person, but choice tells you, I'm going to do something about it.
Yes. And choice also decides what kind of love you build. Healthy love, respectful love, kind love. Those are choices you make through your actions every day.
So you could say love is born in chemistry, but it grows through choice.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. I think that captures it perfectly.
I'm proud of that one.
You should be. Love is born in chemistry, but it grows through choice.
Okay, I also want to say something for anyone listening because I think sometimes people put a lot of pressure on themselves about love. Like, am I feeling the right things? Am I with the right person? Why don't I feel that crazy excitement anymore?
Yes, that pressure is real, and I think it comes partly from the stories we're told. Movies, songs, books, they often show this very intense, dramatic kind of love.
The racing heart, the grand gestures, the feeling like you can't live without each other.
Right, and while those feelings are real and wonderful, they're not what love looks like every single day in a real relationship.
Real love is also quiet sometimes.
Yes, Real love is also your partner making you coffee without being asked. Real love is listening to someone talk about their day even when you're tired. Real love is being there during the boring parts, not just the exciting ones.
I think that's the love I actually want, not just the fireworks, but the steady warmth.
Fireworks are exciting, but you can't live in fireworks. You need the warmth to build a real life.
Okay, let's talk about something else that I think is interesting. Can you fall out of love?
That's an important question, and I think the answer is yes.
How does it happen?
Well, we talked about how love needs to be nurtured, like a plant, and if you don't water a plant, it dies.
So love can die if you don't take care of it.
Yes, if two people stop investing in each other, stop communicating, stop being kind to each other, the love can fade.
And then there's resentment, when you feel like the other person isn't trying.
Resentment is really dangerous for relationships. When small hurts and disappointments build up over time without being addressed, they turn into resentment, and resentment is like poison for love.
So the choice to address problems early, to talk about things, that protects the love.
Yes, choosing to have the difficult conversations, even when it's uncomfortable, that choice protects the relationship.
It's funny because we often avoid difficult conversations because we want to protect the relationship, but actually avoiding them hurts the relationship more.
Exactly. The short-term discomfort of a hard conversation is much better than the long-term damage of not having it.
Okay, what about unrequited love, when you love someone but they don't love you back?
Oh, unrequited love. That's one of the most painful experiences in life.
Why is it so painful, like physically painful?
Because rejection actually activates similar areas of the brain as physical pain. When your heart breaks, it's not just an expression. Your brain processes that emotional pain in a way that's very similar to how it processes physical hurt.
So heartbreak is real, it's not just in your head.
Well, it is in your head, in your brain, but that doesn't make it less real. The pain is genuine.
And I think this also connects to the chemistry argument, because if love were purely a choice, then maybe unrequited love wouldn't be so painful. You just think, okay, they don't love me, I'll choose to stop loving them.
Right, but it doesn't work that way. You can't just switch off the feelings. They're real, and they take time to process and heal. So in that case, love is definitely not fully a choice, because no one would choose to feel the pain of unrequited love.
That's true. The feelings come whether you choose them or not. But again, what you do with those feelings, how you take care of yourself, how you respect yourself enough to move forward eventually, those are choices. Right. You can choose to not act on feelings that aren't reciprocated, to respect the other person's feelings, to work on healing.
Exactly. The feeling might not be a choice, but how you handle it is.
Okay, we've covered so much today. I want to do a little summary for everyone who's been listening.
Good idea.
So we talked about how love has a chemical side. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. These chemicals are released in your brain when you're attracted to someone or when you feel close to someone. And you don't really control that. It just happens.
Right. The initial attraction, the spark, the butterflies, that's mostly chemistry.
But then we talked about how love also involves choice, especially over time. Choosing to stay with someone, choosing to communicate, choosing to be kind and patient, choosing to work through difficulties.
Yes, long-term love is very much about conscious daily choices.
And we talked about love languages, how different people feel and express love in different ways, and how learning your partner's love language is an act of choice and love.
And we talked about what makes love last: friendship, respect, open communication, avoiding contempt.
And the idea that love is like a plant. You have to water it, give it attention, or it fades.
Yes, love needs care. It needs to be actively maintained.
So, in the end, is love a choice or a chemical reaction?
It's both. It's born in chemistry, the attraction, the feeling, the connection. Those start with your brain and your body.
But it grows through choice, the decision to invest, to stay, to keep showing up, to keep choosing this person even on the hard days.
Yes, and I think the most beautiful love is when both are present: the chemistry that started it all and the daily choice to keep it alive.
I love that.
Okay, I have one more question, and I think it's a good one to end on.
Go for it.
If you could give one piece of advice about love, just one, what would you say?
One piece of advice. Okay. I think I would say don't just look for someone who excites you, look for someone who you genuinely like as a person.
Ooh, say more about that.
Because the excitement, the chemistry, that can come and go. But if you truly like someone, if you enjoy talking to them, if you respect them, if they make you laugh, if they make you feel safe, that's something that lasts.
Right, long-term love is friendship.
Yes, the most lasting romantic love is built on a real, genuine friendship. So find someone you actually like, not just someone who makes your heart race.
That's really good advice. What about me? Can I give my advice too?
Of course.
My advice is pay attention to how you feel about yourself when you're with someone. Because if someone truly loves you, you should feel safe. You should feel like you can be yourself. You shouldn't feel like you have to perform or pretend or be someone else.
That's so important. Love should not make you feel smaller.
No, real love makes you feel seen and accepted and enough.
Enough as you are.
Yes, enough as you are. Not enough when you're perfect, not enough when you've changed, but enough right now as you are.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's a really lovely place to end.
I think so too. This was such a good conversation.
It really was. I feel like I learned something today, even from my own thoughts.
That's the best kind of learning.
Okay, so if you've been listening today, thank you so much. We hope this conversation was interesting and maybe made you think a little.
And maybe made your English feel a little more natural too.
Because that's kind of the magic of this podcast. We talk about real things, real questions, real feelings, and you just listen and absorb.
And every time you listen, you're getting a little more comfortable with English without even realizing it.
Exactly. Just like love, it sneaks up on you.
Yes, just like love. Okay, take care, everyone.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.